Okay, so you're ready. You're ready to find some potential sources of funding. How do you do it? There are several things that are important as you try to find funding. These might include doing your prospect research. And by prospect, we refer to potentially interested funding sources. You'll have to know about tools and resources that are at your disposal at Arizona State. How do you qualify the funding opportunity? And we'll go over the language of qualifying. What are the eligibility requirements and how does that affect your opportunity? Also know what our institutional limitations are and what the foundation's institutional limitations. And then finally, what's next after you find those potential funding opportunities? Prospect research, what is it? Having a very deliberate plan through prospect research will maximize the potential that you'll produce a proposal that a funder will consider. Insufficient research will diminish that likelihood that your proposal will get funded or really even read. So it's vitally important. As a faculty member at ASU, you have available at your disposal many different types of resources to find potential funders. Through this PowerPoint, you'll be able to click on these hyperlinks to actually find that particular technology or resource that we're working with. Some of these are for our research admin, and by that, the Arizona State University Foundation has an excellent sitelet and charitable grants video, which is a far less shorter version of what we're talking about here today. But nonetheless, it's a very good resource that I would encourage you to look at. The Office of Corporate and Foundation Relations in the ASU Foundation also has a very, very helpful website that has some of these resources available on it. The email ocfrgrants@asu.edu is a general email address that will go to the office. And if you have a question, know that you can send an email to that particular research. We'll talk a little bit later about research and advancement contacts. However, this hyperlink will take you to that platform that you can find out who those people are. rahelp@asu.edu we'll address in the next slide. And something that is also available to you that I found extremely helpful is something called Pivot, and that's in the research function. It oftentimes is, it can be linked on the hyperlink through this, but it's in the research advancement that you can get to this. Pivot is great because it actually shows you what the current requests for proposals are out there. You have a search function that you can put your 2 words into it, whether it's climate change, and it'll pop up with current RFPs. And also, which is a really nice function, it also enables you to see potential RFPs that for these institutions that have submitted before, they're looked at as potentially, again, sending out RFPs according to the same. Other non-institutional resources that as a faculty member you are able to acquire as a faculty member here. On the ASU library site, there is something that is referred to as a database for Foundation Directory Online. And you can access that personally. I can show you. We can address that a little bit later as well. And then there's a generally accepted in development environments resource called Philanthropy News Digest, which is extremely more general than either Pivot or even Foundation Directory Online. You can just Google Philanthropy News Digest if you're interested.